Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK. And a technical glitch there at the start because I could not for the life of me find what was playing the audio in my headphones, but eventually I worked it out, and that was because I didn't actually put the headphones on. So it was actually myself playing my own audio. What an idiot! But welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK for this impromptu solo live stream here on a Monday night. You can tell I have just finished work because clearly I'm in the right mess already. It's only just after 6 o'clock. So, hello, everybody out there. How are we doing today? So, do make yourself known in the live chat and I will come say hello. But yes, it's one of those Marvel Mondays again. So, we have had another Marvel Legends live stream. And it was quite the banger, I think, so far. So I didn't finish work in time to actually watch it live. So I had to quickly watch it on the replay and then literally jump on here to the live stream. So it's a bit of a mess. You can tell why. Because I do like to do these streams as soon as Hasbro finish their panel. I like to go live with the initial thoughts and reactions. But Monday is my day in the office. So unfortunately, I didn't finish work until the stream had even finished. So that didn't go well. So we've had to delay it. And I've got myself in a right dilly of a pickle. But how are we doing out there? You may be able to tell the background is slightly different for when you saw me last on Friday night for this week in toys, because I've moved the Mondos. Yes, the 12-inch Mondos have gone downstairs to the Detofs. It's starting to get slightly warm here as the summer comes to us in the UK. And I was like, I don't really want those figures to collapse. So I'll put them downstairs in the glass cabinets where they'll be safe. So the library, the Marvel and DC Omnibus library, has now gone above me, because if the books fall off the shelf, then they won't be in too much trouble. And let's be fair, if those things fall off the shelf, that'll be me a goner, because they weigh an absolute ton. But if you could, of course, smash that like button for me, that'd be much appreciated. Leave all your thoughts in the comments below. There is a poll running as well, asking what your favorite reveal of the day was. If you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button and tickle, of course, that notification bell to find out when we next are going live. But let me come and have a look at the chat then and see how we are doing in the live chat. Well, I'll get all your thoughts in, of course, as we go through the reveals. Not too many reveals today, but Dan did sort of do an expectations post saying today was more about sort of quality rather than quantity. And I think that did kind of ring true, I would say. I think we've had some good reveals today, which was nice to see. So let me come over here to the live chat and we'll see how you are doing. So don't forget to get your votes in the poll. It's all over the place at the poll at the moment. So get those votes coming in and I'll try and remember to end it. Because, of course, when I'm going solo, ending the poll, not always my strong suit. But let me come say hello to the live chat. Who's in first then? Paul McCarthy's in first. There we go. Whoa, what a reveal today. Absolutely smashed it. Hashtag my Paul wallet. Well, I had a hashtag running last week. What was it? Laying some turf. So if you watched all of the This Week in Toys live stream from Friday, you'll know what I'm talking about with a hashtag laying some turf. But yes, hashtag my Paul wallet indeed. Especially with the G.I. Joe items that Hasbro are dropping at the moment. I just had another email about the is it the HMS missile was coming in, so that had to get chopped off and cancelled for now. There's far too much coming at the moment. But who else is here? Kevin is here. Hello to Kevin BT. Boom. Oh, well, a live stream and reels for Zima. Yes. And so far, then, you're agreeing with me that you're pretty strong stream. Now, here's a man I'm going to see is going to be happy. It's Damien. He had predicted an Iron Fist, and they're going to be celebrating there. But I believe he had predicted that the flame accessory would go with Iron Fist. But we find out today it did not. We finally found out the home of the flame accessory. But yes, we will get to all the reveals. Tanner is here. Hello to Super Cirque 5000. He was with me last Friday, This Week in Toys, going through all the wrestling reveals and all the Turtles reveals. And talking Turtles, Uncle Ali has just come through, because the third thing I did when I got through the door today was open the Punk Turtles. So the Punk Turtle 4-pack has arrived, which is nice to see. We've got Phoenix in the chat. Hello there. Hello to Phoenix. Is that everybody we've spoken to so far? Banger after banger after banger. I did say that cheeky monkey Kiara. I didn't know she actually knew what I was talking about. But there's a sip from the Spidey glass. There we go. So we will go through all the reveals then in a second. just prop up my old Homer graphic. Of course, super chats are open. So if anybody would like to drop one, then feel free. Make Moo Homer happy. Let me know your thoughts. So feel free to super chat if you wish. But of course, there's no streak today because it's not this week in toys. So the streak's not on the line. If anybody wants to drop one, you feel free. So let's jump over then to marvelousnews.com, which is the only place so far I think it's got all the images kind of loaded up for the panel. So shout out to JC. I'm going to use marvelousnews.com to literally go through the reveals here. So we will start us off then as they started the stream, which was basically just recapping what we saw a couple of weeks ago, which was the Deadpool Legacy Collection stuff. So they did confirm Deadpool is from the second movie, so that is Deadpool 2 version of Deadpool. And then you've got your Hugh Jackman Wolverine. So if you need to get those, they were made available, and hopefully they are still available. I think they may have actually sold out because I think they were actually quite popular, quite hard to find figures, but we will just whiz through these. And then we had, well, the first mystery of the evening, what was going to be the summer program this year. Now, it's been the talk of the toy community for about the last 6 weeks or so, I think, nearly, guessing what the actual summer program for Marvel Legends is going to be, because since 2018, we have had the summer program in position. And if you caught me when I was helping Dan out on Dan Who Live there, a bit of co-hosting there when Display Once was off, that was our topic of discussion, and we were going through what we thought it could be, from Secret Wars to an MCU program. And then last week we started seeing some stuff come out about 85 years of Marvel itself being celebrated in some other lines. And I think Mr. Display Once, he may have nailed it there with the guess that it would be the 85 years of Marvel. Can you believe it's been 85 years? I can believe it's been 85 years, but I can't believe it's been 5 years since the 80th anniversary of Marvel, because you can see the Captain America there, the Alex Ross cap figure with the 80 years of Marvel banner on. And that literally seems like 2 years ago to me. It does not seem 5 years ago. So I don't know where his time's gone. We've got more people rolling in the chat there. Hello, Mark. Yeah, Mark is here. Hello, Tac Tac Toys. Smash that like button for me. Yes, thank you, Mark. Good idea. Do hit that like button. It will share the video with more people out there. Everybody chat away in the chat. I will try and keep up with you as we go through then. But yeah, 85 years of Marvel. So effectively, we had that leaked list coming out, and there's a lot of random figures on there. And I think some of them have, of course, been revealed today. And that was what was linking them together then, is the fact it has been 85 years of Marvel. So they can effectively mix any comic book figures together. And yes, 5 years. Can you believe it's been 5 years since the 80th anniversary of Marvel? But here we go then. So we'll flick through that image, and then we'll go there. We'll see some more. We'll see 4. We'll see some even more. But we've got 53 images to get through here. And there it is. And the 85 anniversary logo of Marvel. Now I'm going to judge the logo here. A bit of critical critique on the logo. It's a bit crap. I'm not too keen on the logo. I know it doesn't really mean anything. I think the 80th years was much a better logo. You had all the different sort of comic bits in there within the logo, and so far we got some sort of brown shape. So it doesn't do a lot for me, this logo, but again, probably not the most exciting thing to be talking about to start off with the logo there. There we are. Lady Mac has a well and truly Hulk smash that like button. Thank you there. Craig's turned up. He's late as ever. There was hello Craig, how are we doing? There was and yes, as Kev was saying there in the chat, gone very quickly. So we're all getting old. It'll be my birthday on Friday. How old will I be on Friday? I don't even know. I think Cheeky Monkey just gone shopping. I think I'll be 37. I think I'll be 37 this Friday. So it's all going on. But here we have then our first new reveal of the day. And we'll start off with what they said. A bit of a banger, this. So it's Astonishing X-Men Wolverine. Now, I didn't think we'd seen this figure potentially since the Toy Biz days, because I had a very small Marvel Legends Toy Biz version of this Wolverine. But I think Super Turk 5000 has corrected me out there already that we actually had it in the Puck Wave in the return of Marvel Legends when we had the very small builder figures. Looks like we did get a version of Astonishing Wolverine back then, but didn't he have different boots on? Was it this exact version? I don't know. Somebody in the chat let me know, but I thought it was actually Toy Biz since we had this exact version of Wolverine out there. But the first thing this is proving is the factory leak that we saw. Those images were floating around the net last week. They appear to be true. Now, that is very unusual for Marvel Legends to see like an almost paint sample factory leak out there. McFarlane Toys, it happens all the time. You're out in the factories and and something leaks out, but you don't usually see half-painted Marvel Legends get out there, so that was very unusual. I was highly doubting. I thought, that's not going to be true, but it seems it is then. So here we have Wolverine, pretty much brand new body book. They were hyping the super articulatedness of the figure, so you're going to get some good poses out of this one. So it doesn't appear to have toe joints, but it's got the double fancy ab crunch, isn't it? I think like kind of like the Renew Your Vow style double inverted ab, I'm assuming, from what Dwight was saying. So we've got some more in the abs there. Shoulder pads on the swivel, so you can move the shoulder pads out the way. And you've got a butterfly joint there, which of course, being in the blue, is pretty much well hidden, I think, within the sculpt there. And they've even painted on the old hairy arm there, so that's nice to see. We don't always see the painted on hair, so I'm not going to complain at a few painted on hairy arms of Marvel Legends, so that's nice to see from Wolverine here. We've got more images, so we can then go to the actual fancy promotional shots. I think, again, shout out to Shooting the Galaxy out there that's doing all the toy photography for the Marvel Legends team, and it's pretty good, isn't it? Some of the poses we've seen compared to the older days of Marvel Legends out there. I think they've definitely stepped up the toy photography. So we have an unmasked head then. I quite like this one. I quite like the mutton chops. Maybe I could get this beard off and have me the Wolverine mutton chops. That might be a bit of a weird look. But get your thoughts in the comments on Wolverine. I'll come and check on them in a second. But you got the belt on there. You can see you got the sculpted yellow bits on the gloves to match the yellow bits on the boots. So again, that's nice to see the design. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this one, actually. When I did see the leaked images, I didn't think they were true, but I was hoping they were, because I don't have an astonishing X-Men since many, many moons ago. I sold the Toy Biz one, so this will be good, because of course we've got Emma and we've got Cyclops from the astonishing X-Men to go with this figure. So that's not too bad, is it, to start a team off? Going to need Beast, though, aren't we? And definitely Beast. That's a very Pacific-looking astonishing X-Men, and we haven't had that in many, many moons here. So pretty overall, yeah, quite impressed with this. You can see the line going actually right up the middle there from the kneecap, the sculpted line in the yellow. So they've done that. They've done that as well. So that's nice to see. So far, not a bad word to say about this Wolverine then. We've gone for the old, almost a Glenn Webb tribute there. Shout out, of course, the late Glenn Webb. Wouldn't be a toy YouTuber without him. What classic Marvel content he used to put out for us all to watch. So there is the wide stance that he liked to do, of course, there. You've got the claws, Dwight said, weren't new, but the hands, I think Ryan was making a point that the hands are new, and a little silver bit where you plug in the claws to is on all the hands. So you should be able to hopefully interchange these claws between all the hands. They don't look like the flimsy ones. They do look a bit thicker. So are they the versions we had for the first time on the grey suit Wolverine, perhaps? So the claws don't look too flimsy. Head sculpt's looking good, like the unmasked head sculpt. And there's a closer look, talking of the unmasked head sculpt. That means have a little scroll of a chat here, as we are doing this live, as they like to say. Riding solo this evening. Hello to Mikey Moon Boots. I see you've just jumped up in the chat there. Let's have a look. On time for once, Craig. I've got a timestamp here, 6:15. We started at 6 o'clock then. Late. There was a noted. There was a let's have a look. Yeah, so we're talking about the puck one. Yeah, puck wave indeed. So Tanner was right there for the puck one. And there's also, yeah, there was one a similar costume, wasn't there, in the Jubilee, bath wave, a sort of vampire Jubilee bath wave back in the day. Hello, Jamie. Jamie's here. We've got some pink hand waving. A variant Hill phones is in this evening. Hashtag J for mutton chops. What do you think? I don't think Cheeky Monkey's gonna like mutton chops. There was Paul's enjoying the head sculpt, so yeah, all liking that one so far. So far, I think Wolverine is he doing well on the poll? Let's have a quick check in on the poll. How's Wolverine doing on the poll? Oh, he's doing astonishingly bad. Oh, did you get the pun there? Not a single vote in the poll for the favourite of the day for Wolverine. Wow, that does surprise me. So if we're liking this figure and not a single one of you has voted for him in the poll, we must have some even much better stuff to come. Because I think it's going to be a 10 wave or 10 item summer line, as it usually is with the Marvel Legends summer items, or fall program, if you'd like to see it. It doesn't come out in the fall, it comes out in the summer, doesn't it? And to be fair, they've all ended up on clearance last year. If you go to a game in the UK, all the Avengers 60th stuff, that is absolutely all over the clearance aisles here. So if the same happens this year, because we do seem to have quite a good selection of figures here, then if you get these for a discounted price, I think you have an absolute bargain. So there's Wolverine then. Any more for Wolverine? We've got the classic images working well there. So as I said, we are trying to do it live, but that one is not loading. So that would have been the cool photo of Cyclops and Emma Frost walking with Wolverine, but we're going to have to swiftly move on by that one. As we come to Carol then. Come to Carol. Old Warbird. Old Carol. I don't know. I'm a bit mixed on this one. Probably because I've already got the other one. So, to be honest, the other one isn't that great, and this one is much better. But it's just the palaver of not wanting to have two of the same character, so having to drag it out of the collection, list it on eBay, and do all that stuff to get rid of the old one, because I don't want two Warbirds in the collection. But to be fair, it's been a long time since she came out. She was in that Radioactive Man 3-pack from what, 2015? Something like that. Might have been 2016. I think it probably was more like 2015. So we're talking probably 9 years since you've had this look for Carol Danvers' Warbird costume, which is a fantastic costume. Absolute filth, this costume. So, yeah, this is obviously a new pinless version here. Much improved than the previous one we do have. And I think the head sculpts are actually much improved on this one. So definitely an upgrade if you do have the previous one. But if you don't have the previous one, then I think you've got a good one here. I think you've got a no-brainer if you want a Warbird in your collection, because this is going to be a nice looking figure. Definitely going to have some more articulation than the previous one. She barely moves. She has very sloppy paint on the old one. Very, very sloppy paint indeed. So hopefully this will come out much smoother than that. So as I said, completely pinless, definitely much more posable. And I do like the head sculpts here. So you've got two they were showing off. You've got one with the sort of wavy hair here. And then you've got one with the more flat hair. Even though it's not that flat, it's still quite puffy. Because she's got a good set of hair on her, as old Carol here. So I like the mask. Almost looks like Black Cat, though, in a way, doesn't it? I think the actual mask there. But I'm liking it so far. So, next image. So this will be a Target exclusive then. So Wolverine will be going up for pre-order tomorrow. Just jumping back to Wolverine. But not everything will be going up tomorrow. They said they're going to do a bit of spreadage. A little bit of spreadage. So Wolverine will be up on the 16th. And it'll be up at all retailers, I believe they said. So probably 1 p.m. they said tomorrow US. So that'll be 6 p.m. 6 p.m. over here in the UK. You can get your Wolverine tomorrow. But you're going to have to wait till later in the year for our Carol here. And she's a Target exclusive. So whether she'll even come to the UK, actually, I don't know. Because some of the exclusives haven't been bought over this year. They haven't had any issues with the 60th program, though, last year, the Avengers 60th program. So hopefully these will all be readily available to us here in the UK. But you have to go a bit of Target hunting if you're over in the US and you do want a bit of old Carol here. So that's the different head on that one with the more neutral hair, even though it's still a bit wavy. Still got some volume to it. She's clearly been using her head and shoulders, having a good wash there of the old noggin. So she's looking rather nice. And there she is in a flight pose. So those hands, we may have seen those hands a billion times. The older out sort of expressive hand there for the female figures. We do get that one an awful lot. I haven't got any rear shots, so I can't give you a full sort of a booty description here of Carol, because we've only got shots from the front as far as I can see. But how are we feeling on this one in the chat? Let's have a little look. Any love for Carol here? Let's have a look. If I scroll down, anybody talking about Carol? There we go. Let's have a look. Kevin's talking about Carol. This Carol Warbird looks great, so I can't wait to get her, as I didn't pick up the last one. Yes, as I was saying, we don't have the other one. And it's it's a very popular costume, I would say. So I definitely would advise, I think you'd have a nice one here. Definitely an improvement. It's just a ball ache of selling the other one for me. That's a Davey. I'm still drinking from the Spider-Man sippy cup. I'll call it now. I won't call it a mug. Otherwise, Cheeky Monkey Kiara, even though she's not here, will get very annoyed with me. Right. So that is Carol. Not much more love for Carol. Did I put her in the poll? I don't think. You know, you have 4 options in the poll. I didn't even put her in the poll. So that tells me. Going to hello to Tariq. Tariq is here. Going to grab the whole wave. Well, spoiler. I will also be grabbing the whole wave. Well, so far, because they've only shown 6 of the items. going to be a 10-item program, so at least 4 more items to come. There was a tease at the end, wasn't there? A tease at the end. I'll start getting some guesses in later because that tease at the moment has me completely stumped. Well, Craig, there you missed the last time. Well and pretty well, Craig. If you want the other one, son, I can sort you out. If you want to pass on this one, you can have my other Carol. We can come up with a nice little arrangement there, sir. You can have old Carol, and I'll have new Carol. That'd be a good bit of deal. Hello, Northern. I mean, everybody is jumping in this evening. How are we doing this evening? I think it's lunchtime, isn't it, over in the US? Probably about 1:30. So you're enjoying me here with Marvel Legends and your sandwiches. Hello to Northern Nomad. Let me get back here then as we go through our images. So that was Carol. A small Carol, flying fist there, flying fist Carol. So she's and here we go then, Superior Spider-Man. This one is in the poll. How is he doing in the poll? Ooh, he's fair. He's in second place so far. I'm not surprised by who's winning the poll, but we will get to that. So Superior Spider-Man. This is another figure I do own from the earlier one. My goodness, what wave was that in? That was again probably 2015. Was it in the Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure wave? So what was the first Superior Spider-Man in? God, I can't remember now. I'm going to guess the Hobgoblin. Sort of feel you're at Hobgoblin wave, but I may be wrong. Somebody in chat can correct me. But that was an absolute crap figure. Absolute crap, that old one. It's been in my sale pile for a long time, I think. Probably because I haven't listed the sale pile on eBay. That's why it hasn't sold, but it's in the pile. So I pulled that one out a long time ago. Very skinny body compared to modern Marvel Legends bodies. Thank you, Tanner. Super Turk Strainer. It's the Ultimate Green Goblin. So it was close, but no cigar for me. So that was even longer then. My God, the Ultimate Green Goblin wave. That sat over here in Toys R Us when we still had Toys R Us here in the UK. The Ultimate Green Goblin was sat here for absolutely years. That wave. That was a wave you couldn't give some of the figures away from that wave until the Andrew Garfield suddenly became a very desirable figure there. But yeah, that was not the greatest wave we've ever had of Marvel Legends. I remember it sitting on the shelves for a long, long time. But that one, of course, Dwight was saying was based on concept arts. It wasn't really even the correct costume for Spidey here. So it's not old Pete under this one. It is Doc Ock. So spoilers there for Superior Spider-Man. But here is Doc Ock then in his Spidey outfit and looking pretty good. So again, some cool shots here. Dan Young pretty much did confirm that the figure could at least stand on the tentacles here for at least 5 minutes. I do remember picking that up in the audio of the stream. So you might be able to do what you can with some poses like this. You might have to get your fishing wire out for longer than that, but it seems like he can at least potentially stand on the tentacles there. And Dwight was showing off the fact that the mask, I really like this feature. I'm glad I've given you a normal head sculpt because I think that would be the first complaint, that you're not getting a regular head sculpt. But it did say the lenses have a reflection in of like New York skyscrapers because it was a highly reflective sort of surface within the comics that was actually being used for the eyes here. So I think that's a really cool touch. That's a really cool touch indeed. Kevin said it is fire. So he's absolutely on fire with this version of Superior Spider-Man. So this was another one that was leaked, wasn't it? It's weird just talking to yourself. It's rammed away. Thoughts just come in my head and words come out my mouth. But yeah, this was also, it was leaked maybe 2 days ago. I started seeing in Facebook groups images of shoulder blades and the actual tentacles of this figure. And again, I was like, okay, these are on the potential leak list, so maybe they are true. And it seems they are. So somebody's leaking out in those factories over there. But here we have it then. So I think this will be a very popular one. So far for popularity, I think they're 3 for 3 so far on this stream. Not a bad word to say so far, effectively, apart from having to sell figures you've already got. But these are definitely upgrades. So of course, if you're happy with the old versions, then you wouldn't have to. But I can't imagine anybody's going to be happy with that old version of a Superior Spidey compared to this one. So you've got the backpack accessory there, which grip the tentacles. So it looks like we do have articulation points in there. What's that? 1, 2, 3. So 4 points on each tentacle of articulation. So you should be able to get some good potential poses out of this one. So yeah, I think that's a pretty solid pickup so far. Again, you've got the gauntlets on the forearms there. What we're talking about, we've got toes. I can see little tootsies, articulated tootsies, I should say. So I'm not the greatest body buck expert. So are we on like the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body here? Looks quite muscly. That's going to be my guess. I'm sticking with it. We're going for Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. Could be completely talking out my arse. But it looks potentially like that to me. But definitely much more muscular than that lanky old thing that we had previously there. Plug the leakage. Well, that could be a hashtag we could get going. Hashtag plug the leakage. But there is Superior Spider-Man, looking very nice indeed. There we go. There's a shot from the thingy. I wish they would sell these actual stands that they got the figure on. So they've clearly hot glued. They haven't seen these in person. They clearly hot glued the figures to the stand. But if they could have little pegs on these, I think they could be some useful actual stands for your Marvel Legends. Because with those hot summer months coming up, as I was talking about at the start, I didn't want the Mondos to fall off the shelf. But the Marvel Legends are notorious for taking a dive when it gets a bit hot. So we could do with some stands. A selection of hands. I know Wolverine comes with a few hands, they were saying as well. Spidey comes with all your whippers, your fists, and your wall crawlers. By the looks of it, your wall crawlers look quite an aggressive grip on there. So he's going to do some damage to you there. Yeah, I like those lenses. Do like those lenses. Definitely has me sold. I'd like to see them in person, but so far they have me sold on those lenses. They really do. Any more for? There we go. Just what you want. Straight into those lenses. So of course the web pattern is all over the place on this figure, as it was on the original figure, because that is the design. But when I first saw the figure, having not actually known the design when I bought it nearly 10 years ago, I was like, these web lines are a bit all over the place. But clearly that is by default here, so they can get away with any dodgy paint, particularly on this one, because the web lines are all over the place here for Superior Spider-Man. How is he doing in the poll? No, he's still a solid second here. Somebody's voted for Wolverine. We got one Wolverine fan out there in the chat. There was I really do like those lenses. Harping on about the lenses, but a big fan of lenses here. So we're halfway through the images. So I will just let's do a bit of housekeeping halfway through the show. Why not? As we get through, don't forget, of course, hit that like button. Carry on leaving your thoughts there for me. If you're watching on the replay, leave them in the actual comments sections, and I will see all your thoughts on these reveals in the comments. If you're watching live, carry on in live chat. Of course, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget, of course, tickle that notification bell, because I seem to be doing videos all over the place at the moment with all this action figure breaking news. And if anybody is live and fancies it, then Homer Simpson is here. Super chats are open. Get my attention. Help support the channel. And anything welcome indeed for a super chat. Right, that is the housekeeping section, midway of the show. How are we doing? We're halfway through the reveals now. 3 in, 3 to go. And let's move on. There's the regular head. There is the regular head. So pretty much the same head, just plain white lenses. If you don't fancy the reflective surface all the time, which might get a bit annoying if you were trying to do a certain pose where he's indoors and it wouldn't be reflecting. Right then. Where's Figure Cave Collectibles? Is he here yet? Because he'll be getting excited. If he's not, he'll be on the replay, getting very excited for the Son of Hulk. Here is Scar, then, the Son of Hulk. And another one that looks pretty good. Weirdly, though, I'm not usually bothered by pins in any way, shape, or form, particularly, as long as they match colours. But the first thing I saw when I looked at this image, I was like, there's pins in the legs. And it was literally the first thing I looked at. I don't know why. I buy McFarlane. They've just arrived today. They've got pins all over the place. So I'm not particularly bothered by it, but for some reason, my eye just went straight to it, even though they're exactly the same shade of green. So it makes absolutely crap all the difference that there's pins there. But I don't know. It's probably the day and age we live in, getting used to seeing all these pin figures. You suddenly look at one going, oh, pins. So, yeah, that was literally my first thought. Then I started getting up and I thought, loincloth. Yeah, don't mind the loincloth. And then I quite like the brooding head sculpt here. So we've got the hair down. It looks like me in my teenage years, in the gothic years of Jay's Toy Collection UK, with the head down, the hair down, looking all broody and moody. So he's not very happy, his old Scar here. But yeah, a nice bulky looking figure. So Ryan did whack out every man's favourite item, a tape measure. Who doesn't have a tape measure here? I've got a tape measure pretty much in every room, always trying to measure something. So he stands over 8 inches tall. So you've got a good bit of bulk there. A very different shade of green. Definitely not a shade of green we've had before in the Marvel Legends line. So we're mixing up our Hulk greens here. You can see all the tattoos, all the scars technically on him now. So they look good. You've got the bandage wrap on the one side, and then the sort of the old gothic spike wrist cuff on the other side, actually. There was Then we've got boots, borrowed Conan's boots. He does look like a green buff Conan. I think that's what I might call this figure, green buff Conan. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He really does look extremely like Conan in green. So that is our first main image for Scar. So this, of course, the tease of that little blade, that little knife. It was, of course, for Scar. I think people got that one literally instantly. I think that was the most easy tease that you've got in Marvel Legends for quite a long time here. There was a... I tagged ourselves Dwight's measuring his curtains before the stream. There we are. There was a... We need some bandages, yes. Bandage him up. So we've got alternate head with this one then. So you've got the... That's a bit of a weird one. Not so... I like the brooding head. I like the hair down. Look, well, from this angle at least, we need a better shot, I think, of the angry open mouth sort of windswept hair version there of Scar. I'm not sold on that. The teeth are quite exposed and the hair does seem all over the place. So going to need some better shots there of that one. Then you've got the big sword as well. Ryan Ting was extremely impressed about the big sword. Is that butterfly joints there? Have we got butterfly joints? I'm staring. I'm doing the old getting your eyes closer. I don't know, in the chat, is that a butterfly joint? It looks like it to me, but it's not very deeply cut, so I don't think it would do a lot, particularly. It's not going very far into the chest. Is that a butterfly joint? Let's go back to the previous image. Almost. There's like a... I don't know. It doesn't like a full butterfly, but it might have some sort of... Why am I doing this? I'm doing this live on the internet. I don't know. It's got some sort of movement there, surely. Somebody with a keen eye for articulation. Is that a full butterfly joint? Or is it like a McFarlane cap? Because Todd likes to put a cap in there just to fill the gap, doesn't he? So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a gap filler and it's not got butterfly joints. But I don't know. Unless it's got butterfly joints that only go backwards. Don't we have that on Hulk? Can't we go back on Hulk like that? I think yeah, I think that might be what it is. It might be like a reverse butterfly. There's a... Oh, there you go. Look at those. Look at that. The experts turned up and has answered my question. Hello, Mr. Who. How are you doing? The butterfly is at the back. Well, there you are. See, look. Sometimes I can work out what I'm talking about that. So later on this evening, 8 o'clock here in the UK, Dan will be going live, of course, with Displayed Ones for your full in-depth coverage of the Marvel Legends stream from this evening. And I'm sure much, much more expertise opinion than the man flapping like this on YouTube, trying to actually work out there. So if you're not subscribed to Dan, head over to Dan Who Reviews and make sure you're watching this evening's stream, which I will be doing once I've got through all these images. Oh, there you go. He's got the fancy promo images. Hasbro, step it up. Send me the fancy promo images so I don't look like an idiot flapping my butterflies around there. He's taking over chat now. Pows are everywhere. We are powing off in the chat. How are we all doing? So here is Scar. Like the brooding head. Don't like the other head. And there is a figure for scale. There's Wolverine, which is... I did describe as your average 6-inch figure, but Wolverine is shorter than your average 6-inch figure. So it emphasizes the girth of Scar here. So clearly it's going to be a deluxe release coming later on this year, is old Scar. So he is coming soon. So yeah, one I'll be picking up, I think. I prefer my classic characters to my modern. I suppose he's not really that modern. God, time is going too quick. Marvel's 85 years in, and he's not really even that modern. So at least it's not that funny looking MCU version, because that was a strange design. So he'll be coming a bit later this year. There's a look of his buttocks. So there you are. But I think that's probably really supposed to be showing the knife accessory we've all seen, and the fact you've got a little sheath to put it in. So we move on. And there is the other head. As I said, that's a bit of a weird. It's like a balding man with sweeping hair over the front. So that's a bit of a weird one. Right. There's my favourite brooding head. So I think we talked enough about Scar. So here's Iron Fist then. So the images are loading particularly well here. So this is going well. Can I get that image to load better? I doubt it probably will. Let me just try in another tab. We've got any better images that are going to load here. We've got to look at his feet. There we go. That's an image we can actually view. So this one I think is definitely going to be properly in the chat. So Damien already had predicted the Iron Fist, and here he is, classic Iron Fist himself. And how is he doing? He's still a distant second in the poll this evening. A figure we haven't got to yet is still absolutely running wild. And talking running wild, you want to see me with a mustache? Head over to me Instagram post from yesterday, because I had to cut a bit of a promo on Justin Collects and after the WCW Who Crew Wrestling, when I was defeated in a very erroneous manner. There's a Oh, there we are. Confirmation. It's not just me. The images are messed up for everybody there. So, okay. So we'll go straight to what we can do is we try to do this live here on YouTube. I'll see if Toy Art's got anything up yet. So I was checking Toy Art before I went on live, but they hadn't. No, they've just got to copy the video up. So hopefully they will have that up soon with the better images on there. But this one I was excited for. We started off good. I really wanted that Astonishing Wolverine. Carol, I wanted, but I was annoyed I've got to sell the other one. Yeah, happy with Superior Spider-Man. Scar, good figure. Gonna buy it, but not my most excited. But classic Iron Fist. Now we are talking some classic Marvel. You're in the wheelhouse. So here is Danny Rand then with his slippers on. You've got his little yellow slippers that I nearly call pink slippers. Things what happen when you're live on the internet. Damien's already got his trophy out in the chat there. He's celebrating here the victory of the Iron Fist prediction. He looks pretty cool, doesn't he? So this version, we have not had this classic. That's 3 times classic version of Iron Man since the Iron Fist since the Toy Biz days. We've had the sort of more modern, fully green suited version. We've had the white version. We've had the topless, completely topless version of this in the Defenders pack that I've got. But we've not had the classic. Almost, it's not really a V, is it? I was going to say the classic open V, but it's going all the way down there. So exposed stomach. What a weird look. What a weird look, but classic Marvel. The first time I ever saw this character in this particular outfit was, Craig's excited here as well, with Fists of Iron there, was when I was working back at Woolworths way back, which is an old sort of shop here in the UK. We sold a bit of everything from action figures to CDs to anything in there. But I used to work in a toy aisle when I just left school, and Marvel Legends were on the shelf at that time. And that's where I literally started collecting WWE Classic Superstars, and I started collecting Marvel Legends. And this had to be one of my early pickups from there. It was £7.99. I can tell you, £7.99. I picked up this classic Iron Fist for the ball joint hips. He did all sorts of funny poses he used to do in that classic toy design. So it was always one of my favorites. So no more images of that. We'll get to that. Spoiling my own stream here. It was always one of my favorites was this Iron Fist. So it's finally, people have been calling this for a long time to actually see this version of Iron Fist there. There's a closer look on that image there of the feet. But you will see, as with previous Iron Fist figures, a bucket ton of hands. I think it says 8 hands are coming with this one. So probably good use for some of your other Marvel Legends. You need, depending on the skin tone, you can sort of mix and match. And then you've got an alternate head. It's a bit more stoic than the more sort of action posed version. R.I.P. Waters. Yeah, it's been 2009 since we went out of business. But yes, yeah, very nostalgic, this one to me. So happy to have this version of Danny Rand Iron Fist. But he's not going to be a single pack. It's not going to be a single pack. So, of course, Heroes for Hire, he's going to be paired with Luke Cage. And on this one, another great looking figure. But another one I've already got twice. So I'm like, oh, right, okay, here we go again. That's the thing at the moment with Legends. I think because you're trying to get a lot of new collectors in there, and not just the fact of the new collectors, that they're actually, because they've got much better sculpts coming in now, much better paint applications, much better articulation. You've literally got to upgrade your whole collection. So if you've been collecting Legends like myself since, 2004, I think, probably. So 20 years of Legend collecting for me, having sold most of the Toy Biz, though, to replace it with the Hasbro, that you always got to keep buying these main characters again and try and get your upgraded versions. Which, I don't know, it annoys me at times, but then I look at this going, this is actually much better than the actual Luke Cage that I already have. I like this screaming head sculpt. I like the brass knuckles. New jean sculpt, I think they said. So that's pinless jeans there. Nice bright yellow on the top. The alternate head, that just looks like the other head we had previously, if I'm not mistaken. But it's this new head that I'm quite liking. So you thought they would. They always do this for Luke Cage. Luke Cage, he has had a single pack, hasn't he? The classic Luke Cage was recently just in a single pack. But Luke Cage doesn't always get himself a single pack. But I suppose if he's back in a double pack again, because he's always been the Thunderbolts box set, the Defenders box set. He's been a 2-pack in the Netflix version, was in a 2-pack. So you don't get a lot of single pack Luke Cages, and we're not going to get no one again because we're going to get a 2-pack with Iron Fist there. There's a Kevin just saying he had the red. Yes, there was a red variant, wasn't there, of the Toy Biz version of Iron Fist. But he fell apart in last year, but he lasted a long time then. He nearly lasted 20 years, did old Danny Rand. So he had a good innings. Wonder if we'll get a red repaint of this one. Have we had a red one? Have we had a red one in the Hasbro era? Chat, let me know. We got a red one in the Hasbro era. I don't think we do. But let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, I like this Luke Cage. It does look good, doesn't it? It's kind of a fun 2-pack. A bit of a more of a modern Luke Cage than a classic Iron Fist. So it's a bit strange, really, because we've just had the classic Luke Cage. So I don't know why we couldn't have. Maybe we've done a classic 2-pack, both the classic designs, and then put this as a single pack Luke Cage. Yeah. Marketing, I suppose, isn't it? Marketing. Now they got me to buy both. Now they've got me to buy both. So I probably answered my own question there. But yeah, that might have been a bit better if this was a single pack and then the classic was the 2-pack. Because we hadn't had a classic since Toy Biz days. And then that would have saved me probably buying another version. But oh well, tis what it is, as they say there. So yeah, a cool looking Luke Cage. What's our next image? There we go. There they are together. Heroes for Hire. Looking good. You get a full shot there. Our first time we got a full shot of Danny Rand to actually work this evening. So there he is. Looking pretty cool. Looking very good indeed, actually. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I don't think they said this one isn't going up straight away. No, it's not going up straight away. I don't think we had a date for this one. I think they said it was mainline. I didn't think it was a store exclusive. But as I said, it was a bit of a literal rush job. Get out of work, try and get on the stream, watch the stream. Then I could even cock at the start of the stream. So it's all been going on this evening, trying to do these rapid fire Hasbro Marvel Legends video, all for your viewing pleasure out there in the land of YouTube, while Cheeky Monkey Kiara goes out and does the shopping. So that's it's a nice evening of toys, really. It's a shame they did it on the work day, because you get I do like these fan streams. It's better than the old days, of course. We used to have this SDCC, didn't we? That was pretty much it. And Toy Fair, we get like 2 sort of streams a year, and all the reveals packed in. This way, I do like the sort of monthly or bi-monthly reveals from Hasbro. It gets you a good sort of evening of toys every now and then. So as I say, you get to watch that. Then you can watch me, and then as I say, Dan will do some coverage later, so we get to watch that. And I'm sure everybody else on YouTube will be doing little videos as well, covering all the Marvel Legends reveals. I'm sure Tac Tac Toys will be out there giving us his flicks and figs with all the toy news. I don't know. I enjoy listening to toy news, so I assume you do as well if you're in the chat with me. Otherwise, you might be in the wrong live stream if you don't enjoy talking about toys. But there's Luke Cage from a ground up shot, making him look super tall. The old Andre the Giant shot, the camera angle there from underneath. So looking very imposing indeed. And here we go then. Here we go. Here we go. Now this one, of course, is winning the poll, because here we have 90s Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider. Oh my goodness. Yes, it's happening. It's happening. It's actually happening. Can you believe it's happening? I can't believe it's happening. It is actually happening. That's happening. That's a lot of the words happening. How many times can a man say happening in just a few seconds? But finally, after the debacle of the Engine of Vengeance and all that was the sort of anti-Ghost Rider for a bit, I think all people wanted was Danny Ketch and his bike, which we'll get to. Spoilers. But yes, he's clearly winning the poll. He's now hit 50% in the poll there. So clearly he is the favourite. Spoiler, he's my favourite too. Actually, he's not my favourite. His bike is my favourite. So again, harping back to the classic Toy Biz days, I still see that bike still pretty much holds up to this day. The Toy Biz version is probably a bit small, but 90s sort of Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, the Ghost Rider you'd see in all those Marvel animated cartoons of the 90s, which of course were my first gateway into Marvel, was those 90s animated series. So yeah, this is the Ghost Rider. I remember the spiked shoulder pads. I think I just got rid of the Toy Biz one a couple of years ago. He was hanging around for a long, long time in the collection. But on a new body, I believe I did say, so you've got the spikes on the shoulders, spikes on the gauntlets, pinless legs, because the old Ghost Riders have been on like was it the AIM Soldier body? I think they've got some of the legs at least of the AIM Soldier body, so they weren't the greatest in articulation. So this will definitely be much better in the articulation department. But a very much fan favourite character is here. Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider. Shout, of course, to Cloud Fox. Well, she's going to be loving this one, surely. I've not had a chance to catch up with everybody yet because of the rapidness of these streams. They do like to do them at very awkward times. But of course, you've got the spikes on the left boot, no spikes on the right. Reuse on the chain though, there, the actual whip chain. So that thing does go extremely floppy. So you have to watch your posing on that one because it won't hold the poses particularly well. But yeah, it looks like dummy catch, doesn't it? So ticking the boxes so far. And here's some better shots than in the actual promotional photography. Let me get your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure everybody say, yeah, here we go. That's not a surprise. Oh, hello. Hello. We've got tingling loins. Tingling in the loins there, Kevin. There was, we knew that'd be exciting. Oh, there you go. Like you're using the emojis there to affect the ghost, right? The ghost bike fire for the Ghost Rider fire there. Let's have a look at what's going here. Paul McCarthy said, Ketch's wheels look fantastic. Johnny Storm is my man, though. Very happy for all you Ketch lovers. So he'd like some more, Johnny. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Christopher. Mine was turned 75 and 85. No, it's definitely 85. We had the 80th. It was 5 years ago, wasn't it? We had the 80th anniversary, so we are in the 85th. And there is the open mouth. Is that a reused head sculpt? Let me know. Is that a different head sculpt? We've got the bone color from the Johnny versions we had before. I can't fully tell without going and whipping it off the shelf. Somebody let me know. Is that a new head sculpt there? But here we go then. Here we go. The reason you're all here. The reason you're all here. Stanley Ketch's bike. Hallelujah. Finally, it's here. They teased us we were getting one rider this year. I think back at MCN Comic Con in London, they teased we're going to get one rider this year. So I'm assuming this is it. They said it was one you'd be happy with, but one you weren't expecting. So yes, it was one we were expecting. We were expecting this. So, but it is definitely one I think the community as large will be very happy with. So the classic Ghost Rider bike, the sort of skull on the front is the classic motif of this bike, and that is articulated as well. You can slide it up or down into sort of battle mode on the front of the bike there. And then we got the mystery of the flame effect with Saw, wasn't it? So we have these big flame effects that literally act as they said, as sort of kickstands for the bike. Looks like there is a tiny little kickstand there, so you might be able to lean the bike without the flames. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. So there's another pretty cool Ghost Rider out there at the moment because Mezco, of course, have dropped that red classic bike, the blue Ghost Rider with a classic red bike. So that one's got me tempted. I was moving some of the Mezcos around yesterday, so I just moved the normal Mezco version, and then they showed the blue version, the previous blue version. It goes for a lot of money on the aftermarket, the Marvel Legends Johnny Blaze version of the bike. So there's a lot of Ghost Rider bikes coming out at the moment, or have been out. So you can have quite the options for the market, but this one I'm going to recommend. You've got to get this one. If you want this one, get this one, because the previous Ghost Rider is anything to go by. As I say, when this sells out, this is going to be some serious money on the aftermarket, especially the fact that this is actually the Johnny Ketch version of Ghost Rider here. So yeah, this looks nice. So I think there's different shading on the bike. We get some promo shots here. So here we are then. Mystery solved. It is a flaming anus. It's not Rachel Summers. Everybody was hoping it was Rachel Summers. Super Turk 5000 is out there somewhere in the comments. It's not a farting Deadpool accessory. It is a kickstand, essentially, to do a wheelie for the Ghost Rider bike. Now, we'd had people guess before it was something to do with Ghost Rider. I'm not sure we guessed it was potentially to do a wheelie, though. So that is definitely, I'd say, new knowledge to the community out there. Is the kickstand it eventually becomes. But that's going to be a pretty cool pose on the shelf. Actually doing, I think, potentially this is what I will do. How durable, though, is that plastic going to be? Is that going to warp over time if I were to leave it in this pose? Because it'll hold it for a good few hours, no problem at all. But I know their flame effects have tended to warp over time, so it may not be one you could keep permanently in this pose because it might go a bit flopsy-mopsy and fall over. So, yeah, Kevin's saying he's tempted. I'm very tempted by that red version of the Ghost Rider from Mezco as well. But that's a cool-looking pose, isn't it? It almost reminds me of the classic sort of Meatloaf Bar of Hell cover, almost. Of going very old school there, back to the mid-70s almost. 77, I think, potentially, for the old Bat of Hell driving out of the graveyard pose there. but you do see Ghost Rider on a lot of comic covers in this particular pose. So the fact you can achieve that in a Marvel Legends is pretty cool. So he's absolutely tonking the pole, which does not surprise me because, yeah, when I saw this, look at this. I like a little bit of battle damage there as well. Can't quite tell if there's any deco on that from the high gloss of the promo images here, but you've got some battle damage on the actual cycle itself, which looks pretty cool. But I'm sure I'm going to be very surprised if somebody doesn't like this one. I will be very surprised indeed, because I think this is going to be a universally, unlike the Engine of Vengeance, this will be a universally loved Ghost Rider. I suppose one thing I didn't say is the price point on this one. What is it going to be? Where's Cheeky Monkey Wing Eater with a £45 vamp from G.I. Joe? That turned out to be £105 and is due next week. So I think she owes me 60 quid to pay the difference. I think that's only fair. I need to get her to make a guess on this. What would this be? So let me take some guesses. Any guesses in the chat what you think the price point on this one was going to be? I was going to go in at 55. And I thought, am I being too generous in today's day and age? So if you value the Ghost Rider figure at 25, I'd say you probably value the bike at more than 25. So value the bike at 30, maybe 40, maybe a £65 price point on this one. 55 is my first inkling. I'd be happy with 55. If this is 55, very good value. But I could see it being a little more. So guesses start to roll in there. Damien's in at 55. I think it's in a bit higher than it's 64. I think middling, maybe 59.99, and that's middle that. Maybe 60 quid for this one potentially. Variant Hill Foams is here again. He's in at 55. I don't think they've announced the price of this. I'm not sure the pre-order date on this one either, particularly from when they were saying. I think they did say the 30th of April is ringing a bell to me, actually. So potentially the 30th of April would be. Paul McCarthy's in there. We're all in the same. We're all within £10 of each other, aren't we? From 55 to 65. Mikey's in there at 60 effectively. So I think we're in the same ballpark. So when this turns out to be 75, we can all have a nice little moan. Because let's go. Let's go mid 50s. Let's go a happy 55. And we'll see how wrong we are in a few weeks' time. But hopefully, if it is in that sort of price points, I think we're on to a winner here. So here's a closer look at the packaging then. So here's the thing I was moaning about at the start of the stream. The Marvel 85 logo is very dull. It's very brown. It's not the most vibrant of logos I've ever seen. So it doesn't make the packaging particularly pop to me on this black packaging. But we are seeing then, for probably the second time now, technically, the new Hasbro packaging. So Marvel Legends, like all other Hasbro 6-inch brands, is moving away from like the individual boxes and more to this generic Hasbro box. I'm assuming particularly because you can probably fit more in a case. You can pack a case easier because these are more similarly sized rectangular boxes rather than the funny angled boxes that they had before. So it's probably a logistic thing, as I think why they're actually changing it up and just have some consistency across all the lines. But I'm not a mint on card guy, particularly not for modern stuff anyway. Maybe some retro stuff I'll have mint on cards. So I'm not going to keep it in the box, but better than Plastic 3, I suppose. That's all I can say on this one. Better than Plastic 3. You can actually see the figure, but not the most exciting of packaging that personally I've ever seen there. Well, Kev's gone all the way up to 75 there. Let's hope Kev's wrong. And Craig's in at 60 to 65. So we're all in roughly the same ballpark there for the pricing on this one. There's everything laid out on the table then, so you get a full shot of the actual boxes there. So there's the Superior Spider-Man in box, which will be going up for pre-order tomorrow. We'll get to that in a second. Good scale on the bike, so it does seem to scale quite well. So not too big, not too small. Good, like Goldilocks there. Nice, good scale on the box. But here we have then. They finished off as I like to do. So that 6 items were shown today. And I think I haven't seen one particularly negative thing in the chat. So I'm going to say the community as a whole here in agreement. 6 pretty strong reveals. So let me just end the poll, I remember, because it's quite clear who's won this one. With 50% of the poll then, Ghost Rider storms the poll in terms of what everybody's favourite reveal of the day was. But as we wrap up for the last sort of few minutes here on this sort of like impromptu hours live stream we've done this evening, we have got a rock in the hands of Dwight Storm. A rock. So did they show anything else of the rock? They started to throw the rock around. I think that's probably all we got of the rock there. So that is the rock. Now, it's not the final boss. It's not Dwayne Johnson. It's not The Rock, The Rock. It's not the film The Rock. So what is it? So get in the chat for the last few minutes and somebody tell me what this is, because I am completely lost on what this rock is. I've not been on any online forums or anything. So if anybody's cracked the code, do let me know. But we are just about an hour or so after the stream, and there is a giant rock. It's a good scale. So is this potentially a diorama piece? Because I've been calling for diorama pieces for a long time. I even asked Ryan Ting in person at MCM, can we have some dioramas, some play sets? Is this some form of cosmic play set, potentially? Well, Secret Wars, don't you think? Is it Secret Wars? That was in the cosmic. I'm going to call it right now. This is an accessory for the rumored Secret Wars set. This is going to be part of Battle World. There you go. Right, lock me in. This is a Battle World accessory. And there you go. Right in the chat, just after that, Paul McCarthy's coming, and a rock from Battle World. Come on. I think we've nailed this. A rock from. Oh, do we smell that Dwight is cooking? There's a. What have we got there? I think it's a mole man. There's moleoids. Well, I would like a new mole man. I've got the other one, but it doesn't need an upgrade. We could do with some moleoids, so I wouldn't mind any form of. Yeah, that's not a bad shout at all. But something cosmic. That looks like a cosmic rock. That is. I'm calling it Battle World. I think I've nailed this. I think I've absolutely nailed it here. I'm going to have to go write a post somewhere. Get me on Reddit. What's Reddit? I don't know what Reddit is, but people keep doing lists from Reddit, some form of forum thing. So, yeah, that is my guess. I'm going for a rock from Battle World. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. Just popped in the chat here. Savage Land display pack. Yes, buddy, please. So the Zabu wave is hitting pretty soon, I think. So I wouldn't mind a Savage Land display pack. That would be very nice, Phoenix. That's not bad at all. Jamie's got a theory. I have my own theory. It's a sword and a stone style Excalibur, and it comes with Rachel. Okay, I suppose we're wanting a Rachel Summers. I think you're stretching a bit there with the sword and the stone. But Dan has just gone for it. It's gone for the rock. It's just gone for the rock, pure rock. Jamie's gone for the sword and the stone. Classic Disney movie. That was, of course, Bang Day. Jamie, a big fan of Disney. But of course, the Excalibur, Excalibur sword pulled from the stone. It would make sense. Okay, I'll let you get your guesses in. Keep your guesses coming as we just wrap up here. But they showed more. So this has been dropped. Going over the Marvelous Lose, but this is on Dan Young's Twitter page or his X page. They were giving us a little wave away there. So we've got a giant man on the shoulders of Dwight Storr. You can see Ant-Man. You can see the Wasp, I should say, on the shoulders as well. You can see the good length on the tentacles there of Superior Spidey. But those with a keen eye, not a very keen eye, it's quite obvious. A keen eye for detail. There is a box. A little box. And that box says something on it, doesn't it? You probably can't see from here, but I'll tell you what it says because I've seen it closer. That box is the word Hulkbuster. So we have a Hulkbuster. 100% confirmed. And we have Marvel confirmation here from the Hasbro team that we are getting a Hulkbuster. Now, again, it looks to be, well, it's in the black packaging. Is that any sort of brown lines on it? So is it part of the 85th anniversary collection? I'm going to say it probably is. It says Hulkbuster on the bottom. It doesn't have the 80th anniversary logo underneath. Might be on the top and the side. So I'm going to go for it is in there. It is a tease for one of the other items. They said there's always 10 in this program. 10, not 10 figures, but 10 items. So some could be 2 packs, 3 packs, deluxes, all sorts of packs. That's the words are getting all jumbled this evening. So Hulkbuster, well, that is one that's definitely needed. We have not had a good, we've never had a good Hulkbuster, have we, from Marvel Legends. # no select rule in Jay's Toy Collection UK, so we will not discuss the Marvel Select version of the Hulkbuster. That is not counting here. So we've had no comic book decent version. We've had the one from Toy Biz, but it wasn't my favourite Toy Biz figure. I did like the minuscule Tony Stark head sculpt that actually came in it, but we definitely need a new Hulkbuster. It's been a long, long time. We've got a good MCU one, but no decent comic one. So if you haven't seen this image, well, you've seen it now, and there is a Hulkbuster then coming. So that is one to get excited for. And we've got the whole, it's a Rock Lords Marvel crossover. Okay, hello to Grizzlehorn there. There's a Rock Lords. What are the Rock Lords? I've got are they the things from He-Man? I know I've got a He-Man thing. It turns into a rock that's just turned up. Are they Rock Lords? Or is Rock Lords something else that I'm not familiar with? It sounds 80s to me. Damien's talking about it, so it's got to be 80s. We've got more to talk about The Rock. If we can confirm, I'm going to confirm now, The Rock is not Dwayne Johnson. Spoiler, it's just not. It cannot be Dwayne Johnson unless we've got a Mattel crossover coming in. But we are getting a Hulkbuster. We're getting a rock of some description, or is it a rock? Now, usually with these things, sometimes it's not what it even turns out to be, but it's definitely a rock, isn't it? Come on, I'm going to go for a Secret Wars, a Secret Wars display. I'm hoping at least that'd be phenomenal. I'm hyping myself up here for a Secret Wars display. Dwight did mention about not being the biggest thing to come out this year, so I assume that was another HasLab tease. We're going to get a large HasLab. Still banking on a Fing Fang Foom upgrade because mine is slowly falling apart. So I'm hoping for a Fing Fang Foom coming later this year. Dan Young kept teasing that astonishing Wolverine apparently was not his favourite Wolverine. There's another one coming. So what is it? I like the feral sort of 90s Wolverine. I'm with Craig's nostalgic dot collection. Don't forget the dots. And with him, I'd like a feral Wolverine to come. So I wouldn't mind seeing that if that is Dan Young's favourite Wolverine. So still more Wolverines to come in the year of Wolverines. But we'll go to our good friend, this is Brandon's post, or isn't this? It's Hasbro Pulse. I know Brandon has shared this, but this is from Hasbro Pulse UK. So these are the pre-orders we are getting tomorrow then. So these are the first ones to look out for if you want to pre-order on the dot. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. here in the UK, the Wolverine and the Superior Spidey will be going up for pre-order. So there is their official packaged shots you can see there of those particular figures. Again, not a massive fan of the packaging personally, but the figures look fantastic. Here we go. We get some real sort of real high res images here from the actual Hasbro website. Indeed, look at these. Yeah, that's a good looking Spidey and Wolverine there. So I just flick through these to end off the stream. But that is it. So I think consensus seems to be a very strong live stream from Hasbro. So keep it up. I think we're having definitely a better 2024 than we had 2023. I think we're definitely all complaining about the lack of accessories and things in 2023. Does seem to be improving in 24. Definitely a lot more hands in these packs there. Lots of accessories with the Ghost Rider. We're still lacking in builder figures there. That's my only complaint so far. We're in April and we've not seen an awful lot of builder figures. And so with a lot of retro cards. Obviously, this is a summer program, so there wouldn't be a builder figure regularly here, but we could do with some more builder figures potentially in the year. We were lacking in decent baths last year, and we've got Zaboo so far, so a very strong one so far for this year I've seen. But we're in April, so we could see some more, hopefully, coming soon. But I suppose, ladies and gentlemen, I need to wrap it up there. We've been going now for just over an hour and 5 minutes or so. And I think we had 6 reveals to go for. So we've gone twice the length. We have gone twice the length that Hasbro have gone here on the stream. So if you'd like some more action figure content on the channel, you can check out the videos tab there. There's all sorts of videos on there from what do we have recently? I've done the loads of Mattel have been dropped. There've been a load of toy reveals. So toy news breaking out my arsehole this week. We've had Mattel coming out with loads of wrestling figures. The Mattel He-Man drops, they're all covered on the channel as well. Toddy Mac's been at it. That Batman Forever wave looks phenomenal. He's got a tumbler coming. He's got leak list galore. So videos on the McFarlane leak list are still available on the channel. We've got a full WrestleMania Night 1 watch through. So if you want 4.5 hours of me talking about wrestling through the night, then that one is available. I did go to the NEC Toy Fair last week in the UK. Cheeky Monkey Kiara did try and record some footage and some interviews with everybody we went to there. I haven't actually even had time, honestly, to even watch any of the footage back. So I don't know if any of it's usable yet, but potentially we'll have a video coming from NEC Toy Fair when I get time. Unfortunately, it's my birthday week, so we are going to the wrestling on Wednesday this week. So I won't be with you midweek this week for any videos because I'll be hopefully looking at Rhea Ripley is my plan this week. So hopefully something coming up maybe on my birthday at the weekend for some more action figure videos on the channel. But if there's any break in toy news through the week, I might jump on and do another quick sort of news roundup. But all in all, it's been a pretty good day, I think, so far to start the week off. My first day back at work. That was a bit stressful. That was a long day, but it's nice to come home to some absolutely great toy news. So Kevin's 6 out of 6. Hello to Encounter Culture out there. Yep, great stuff today. Daniel S has just joined us as well. They'll be joining us late. You'll have to press the rewind button, go back to the start, and let me know your thought in the actual comments section, because yes, I'll be ending the stream in a few seconds. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK with Marvel Legends action figure breaking news in the form of a live stream. Please subscribe if you're new here, and hit the like button, and go to the comments section and let me know your actual favorite figure from the day in the comments section, not in the live chat, in the comments section. If you're on the replay crew, give me a hashtag replay crew in the comments. YouTube will like it when you do that, and more people may in that way see the video. But thank you for joining me. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, then if you're watching on a replay, you won't be too late. But go on his replay. Dan Who is live in less than an hour now, 8 o'clock with Displayed Once, main eventing your toy evening here, talking all things action figures. So head over to Dan Who Reviews, and you can get the full in-depth and fancy images, not like my higgledy-piggledy images. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and when I can find the end video, I will see you all on the next one.